Hi there, my name is Aaron Short and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm talking about humidifying guitars. Okay, so I wanted to post this video a week or two ago. I'm sorry that I didn't. I wanted to get everyone prepared. We're now well into the time of year in America, up here on the East Coast, where you need to be thinking about guitars and humidity. So I'm actually glad I did wait. It's not too late, hopefully, and I'm in a really good place to talk about this now because this room is really hot. In an apartment, you don't really get control over the heat, so it's just blasting. They set it to like 78 and they just blast it full power. You either have it on or off. You walk in, it just hits you in the face like, wow, it's so hot. And then you start to get dry skin, dry lips, dry hair. You start getting the static when you touch something metal, the little shocks. But that's not the worst of it. What can happen, and what happened to me in the last apartment, is that I had a Martin OM28 out, and it went from being really cold, because again, the windows were not insulated. It went from freezing cold, and then the huge radiator went to maximum blast, and the top of my guitar just cracked, and it cost me hundreds of dollars to repair it. Now, not everyone charges that much, but in Manhattan, that's what the guy charged me at the time. I was distraught, I was upset, it cost a lot of money, you're without your instrument. Other things that can happen is that the frets can start to stick out, tops can sink, action can drop, it starts buzzing. Now, what is this? Well, this is just wood, okay? This is wood that has moisture in it, and then the dry air, the same way it dries your skin, dries the wood, and the wood starts to shrink, and eventually, of course, it will crack. You may have noticed with like your doors, they stop fitting, or they warp. The doors warp. They don't close anymore. They're wood. What else? There's so many things that we don't even think about. Skin gets dry, hair gets dry. It's just this blasting heat just dries everything out. Now the way to combat that is to use humidifiers. Now, I remember when I was in England, bought my first guitar. The guy in the store said, "Do you need a humidifier?" And in England, it was like, well. Well, first of all, I was like, what is it? I was a kid. And I said, well, do you need it in England? In England, we have a temperature control, central heating. This video is really for people in really dry climates and apartment buildings where you have no control over the heat and you get extreme variations. Because instruments, remember, any instrument, not just guitar, but violins, pianos, anything wood, it wants to be comfortable. You've really got to treat the wood, you've really got to treat wood like a person. If the person's not comfortable, the wood is not comfortable. I'm sitting here right now, I've turned off the humidifier and closed the window to make this video, and I'm not that comfortable. That means that guitar behind me is not comfortable either, and that's not good. Now, it's not just going to crack instantly. Like right now, the humidity here is very low. So it won't just crack because it's low now. I mean, it's not good, but you have time. Don't panic. Don't let this thing rule your life. Just be aware of it, and I'll show you how to be aware of it. The first thing you need to get, really, really, really important, this is the most important thing, in my opinion, is a hydrometer. Now, I'll link these items below. You can buy them from Amazon. I don't make money from them. Maybe I should. Perhaps I should do an affiliate with them. But anyway, if you want to buy them, I strongly suggest that you do. Just click on the links below. This is the Therm Pro. This is what I use. I have one in most rooms of the house, especially the music room where I play the guitars. This says right now, the humidity is 31. Now the humidity should be, according to like Martin Guitar, it should be 45 to 55. This is too low. It's not horrible. Once you get under 30, then you might have serious issues. But I mean, if it says under 30, then get humidifying. If it says you're at 45, okay, fine. But this is a great thing to have. Even if you don't have issues with humidity like I do here in New York City, it's great to be aware of your surroundings. So get this and have it and just be aware of the situation. 79 degrees, Martin recommends 72 to 77. A little bit too hot, not too bad. I mean, if it's over 80 temperature and like 20 humidity, then you got problems. So this is okay. In fact, it's gone up, you see, which is good. This is okay, but this is too low. And I need to use a humidifier to get my guitars comfortable. So that's the first thing. So there's many, many, many different humidifiers. I've owned most of them. I'll show you a few of my favorites. With anything, if you're going to put water in a guitar, be careful. If it's got a sponge, wring that sponge out. If there's any water dripping and it drips into your guitar, obviously that can cause damage. At the very least, it can make any paper labels inside, break apart and get messy. So you don't want to do that. Some people make their own humidifiers. They take a sponge, they squeeze all the excess water out, they put it into a Ziploc bag and poke holes in it and put that in the guitar case. Now obviously use a hard shell guitar case, a good quality one with locks, clips on it that close up tight and snug. You want to be in the case. That's your first barrier against the environment it's in. Okay, so definitely keep your guitar in a hard case whenever possible. Avoid leaving them out on a stand like this. Like at night, these go in the cases. So get a good quality hard case. Hopefully your guitar came with one. A soft case is okay, but again, needs to be good quality. It needs to be sealed inside. So you can make your own. If you're thinking, oh my goodness, I don't want to spend money on this. I need humidity in here right now. Make your own. You can do it. There's guides online how to do it. I'm going to show you some that I've purchased. So first of all, this is one of my favorites, and this is a bit like the one that you would make yourself, but it's plastic. This is the sponge. It's a good sponge. It holds the water well. It's best to use distilled water. If you don't, it will start to discolor and it will start to, it's not good to have impure water being breathed in by your guitar. But if you don't have any distilled water, feel free to use tap water. You may have to just change the sponge occasionally. So I would soak this. It takes a while because it's very dense. I'd soak this and so it's completely soft, and then squeeze out all of the excess water. You don't want any drips to be coming from this sponge. Place it inside the plastic holder. This is by Music Nomad. In fact, it says inside, use distilled water. Close the top, place it, spread the strings apart, place it down between the strings so it's hanging inside the guitar. These are great, cost effective because they'll last you a long time. Obviously, just check once that sponge gets dry and hard like this, you need to refill it. You need to soak it again. So that's actually one of my favorites, Music Nomad. I really like that. Very nice quality, goes into the guitar. Got this little thing here to stop any drips if there are any, but again, make sure you wring it out. Here's another cool one. This one is by Kaiser. It's the Lifeguard Humidifier. With this one, you actually have to soak. It's a bit harder because it's in one unit, so you have to soak the sponge very carefully, and then again, wring it out, dry the whole thing, and then you put it, it's like a sand hole cover. It goes over the whole of the acoustic guitar. This is really cool because it seals the guitar. There's no air that gets out. It creates a seal, but it doesn't go into the guitar as much as the Music Nomad does, but it does seal the top of the guitar. So this is a nice one to use. I do like these quite a lot myself. Then if you've got real issues with humidity, if your guitar's getting really dry, these snakes are really cool. Again, you soak the whole thing, wring it out, dry it off completely. This one actually has a sandhole cover. This is called the Dampit. Very well known. You put it over the top, you feed this through the strings, right into the guitar. It actually hangs inside the guitar. Try not to let it touch the sides or anything, but it will hang right into the guitar, and then this will seal the top. I know Bob Taylor made a video on these. He loves these. He puts like 2 or 3 in a really dry guitar. And the great thing is this one goes all the way inside the guitar, so the whole guitar can soak that up inside. The Dampit. It's a really cool invention. I like these ones. So if I had multiple guitars, I would definitely use something like the Music Nomad, because you buy it once, you can use it for a long time. If you only have one guitar, or you're lazy like me, check out the Boveda System. This is a pouch, and you have to purchase refillable packs. The great thing is with these, this one's actually 49%, and it stays at that, supposedly it stays at that humidity. If it's too dry, it will release moisture. If it's too wet, if it's too humid, it will take in moisture. So it's like a two-way system. And you get 2 of these pouches, you just slip it inside the pouch. Obviously once this dries up, you have to buy more. That's the only thing. These are kind of disposable. And then this hangs inside the guitar. So again, the whole guitar inside is getting all that. And you can put another one up at the headstock and just rest it in place. Now you may have seen these before sold by another company, and some people did say that they leaked. I've heard that too, but that was a few generations ago, and I've been told that all those issues have been ironed out, and it is in this pouch. Again, just be very careful, be very gentle with them. Don't be rough and risk tearing it or anything. But I've been using these successfully for a year or 2, and I really love them. But again, not the most cost-effective option, but very easy. Put it in, forget about it. Once it's dried out, you can buy a new one. Some people actually rehumidify the packs themselves, but I just buy new ones, and I would advise you to do the same. So that's cool, the Boveda system. Now, the other thing you can do is you can humidify the whole room. So right now, of course, if they're in the guitar case, the case is fine. The guitar goes in there most of the day. That's good. But the room right now is only 26. So I would humidify the entire room. So I have a couple of systems here. The one in this small room is the Honeywell HCM 350B. It's a cool mist humidifier. It's 1 gallon. Now, a funny thing about that, I filled that gallon tank up last night and I ran it on max and it got into 50 in here. And I woke up this morning and the tank was empty. Can you imagine? The gallon of water went into this room and then it was empty and it started to drop down towards 20 again. Wow, that shows you how dry these rooms get. For the main room, I have actually I had the older version, but it's a Honeywell HEV 685W is the new one. Again, these are in the description below. That's the Honeywell. That's really cool. That's 3 gallons. Again, in a day or two, that thing can be empty. They call that a whole house humidifier. It's not really. It does like a studio apartment or something. In fact, I'd probably recommend 2 or 3 of those if I was you, just to save filling the tank all the time. That's really cool. Some people run the shower with hot water and get that steam, and that steam then is basically humidifying the house too. There's a story of Tommy Emmanuel saying his guitar was dry. He took it in the bath with him, in the shower with him, and ran it. I mean, I wouldn't do that. Again, we want to avoid extremes. We don't want to expose the guitar to extreme heat, extreme cold, extreme humidity, or extreme dryness. We want it to just be comfortable all the time. So if you humidify a good case, keep your guitar in the case as much as you can without being obsessive about it. Keep your room humidified, which is also great for your skin and your voice and your furniture too. If you do all these things, you'll be absolutely fine. Don't worry too much. Even if you're really over the top about this stuff, things can happen, right? So don't get too paranoid. I know it sounds a bit like a science experiment. Don't overthink it. Just get the hydrometer, check the humidity in your room. If it's dry, buy a room humidifier. If you're worried about the guitars, get some Boveda packs or similar, and just be aware of humidity and guitars. Or buy a carbon fiber guitar, but where's the fun in that? All right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe to my channel. I really am trying to grow this channel. I really appreciate all the support so far. Until next time, stay humidified. All right, bye-bye.